Hello everybody, this is Jerry Mateo within the DAW. Welcome back to a video. I know it has been an extremely long time. Today we're going to be taking a look at Virtual Pianist Vogue. This is Ujam's first iteration of a virtual piano. And if you see here with the new interface, this looks like you're going to be able to see multiple titles in one plugin, which is really cool. I really hope this is the fact, because if it is, that means I can have all of my virtual drummers eventually just in one plugin where I can click the library and select the presets. So we have factory presets, user presets, all, as well as stuff like introductions. So basic stuff, soft and dark, strong, bright, all the way to style showcases. So let's go for something pretty simple, maybe like a soft and dark, and you'll see the basics of how this works. So if we hit any key on the keyboard, it's pretty simple and straightforward. Now, the left of your keyboard is going to be your phrasing and intensity. So it goes from 1 all the way to 6. The next one is going to be stop. And that will simply just stop, right? You have your black keys on the left-hand side, which are going to be triggering either fills or high and low chords. So let's do a low chord. And let's try a high chord. Let's add a fill. Pretty simple. Now, we have 5 different characters, which are 5 different pianos: emotion, ballad, concert, power, and plastic. Now, these are different samples and will trigger things differently, but one thing you will notice is that you have more control with this dark and light section. So dark is going to be a much more darker sounding piano. Pretty cool. Now, you have the ability to follow chords, which will follow the chords that you play. But you will notice this still will follow any note you hit. Now you can select your keys. In this case, this is going to be an A minor or a C. And you have latch, which means it'll just continue to play. And then timing controls for sync, so song position, note on, speed, swing, and humanization. Something that I think is really cool, though, is you actually have an octave selection. So this can actually change where in the keyboard that you're playing these things. And as you see, it's pretty straightforward. It works very well. Now, you also have Finisher, which is going to allow you to load up different colors, transformation tools, and remix sections. So something like this. As well as the ambience section, which is going to give you reverbs, delays, and combinations of both of them. Your master section is your dynamics and your tuning, and this can go plus and minus 50 cents. You have your output volume, and then you have your preset selection right here. So for this case, let's just go with the Royal Ballads. And let's test this out. So what I have is a basic section, something I've actually done using Chord Jam, which is something you can just play one keyboard into and it'll give you a note. And then I've put that into Contact to give us a chord progression. And that's it. Now, that's cool, but that's all we have. So why don't we actually use those same chords? I've actually done this by doing extract chord tracks inside of Studio One. And I have now created in a way to actually play each chord individually. Cool. Now we can hear those same chords being played by Virtual Pianist instead. And we'll start with phrase number 2. I think Gentle Ballad might be better. Let's listen to that. Cool. All right. Now, something you can also do is use your mod wheel to control busyness. Now, this is going to allow you to add or subtract notes to it. All the way down is basically stock. That's how it is. All the way up is going to have the maximum amount of busyness. So let's start this again. And we bring it down. And it's pretty simple, as you can see. You're essentially able to create a lot of variations. Now, what we could also do is, let's say we have an instrument right here. We'll just do all inputs. And we don't really know how to play piano or anything like that, right? We could actually grab these chords and we'll increase the busyness temporarily. And let's play a section. Let's do the next section. The next section. And the last section. Now what I'm doing is I'm essentially letting it trigger that chord because that progression will be triggered by that specific chord. And now I will actually be able to cut away at these and have each section playing properly in key. I think this is right. We'll find out right now. We can combine this. And the first thing we have to do is go down to -C2 and get rid of the key tag. And then we could actually do a little bit of fun and kind of mess around. Okay, cool. Let's listen to the keyboards now up here. Cool. So now by just using Virtual Pianist, we've actually added a section to this. So let's say we don't have Virtual Pianist anymore, and we just have the original keyboard with the new MIDI that we've created. Which is cool, but let's add something else to it. Let's try variation number or phrasing number 5. And we don't want it to be too busy. Something like that. Something really simple. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. Drag this down, cut it, move it up to here. Play just one note of it. And the reason why I have to do it like this is pretty simple. Just by triggering one chord, that entire 4-bar loop section is going to be just that one chord. So by doing this, I'm actually having each section completely play through with those one chords, with that one chord, and it's creating a whole other performance, note by note or chord by chord, meaning that I can now do the same thing I did before, combine this. Let's zoom in to edit this. We'll get rid of that tag at the very beginning, which will basically be our key signature. Let's listen to this. Cool, we don't want anything too low, so we'll go up. And let's listen to this. Pretty cool. Let's add Virtual Pianist back in there. And in this case, we will go to phrasing number 4. And we'll just play all of them together. And we've created a lot really, really quickly. All I'm using is some strings in Contact, and I think, what is it, a marimba in Contact. It would be really cool if Ujam added some really cool like percussion style instruments. I would love to see Ujam's take on percussion. I would have used the Ujam strings, but I wanted to do something that was going to be very simple and basic, and the strings from Ujam is just really epic sounding. So it wasn't going to really go very well with something that's designed to sound simplistic, you know? You guys literally saw it in real time. I just picked a preset, tweaked it around, and then the only thing I really did was in real time change the busyness function. Now, I could have used any of the Ujam instruments. I most likely would probably use Silk because that is honestly one of my favorite instruments that they have. But the reason why I use these Contact libraries is very simple. I wanted to show you how this could be used with anything. The strings, they're just normal strings, the Hyperion strings elements. And the reason why I use that is because the Ujam strings are very epic sounding, very powerful, very, very epic. Like they sound very cinematic. And because of that, they don't have that super simplistic sound that I need to show what you could do with just grabbing their MIDI. They did an amazing job with their Virtual Pianist Vogue. I really like the way it sounds. I think it sounds fantastic. And I'm not even doing anything on it. I'm actually using my Console 1, and as you see, I have literally no programming or processing on here. So I think it sounds great. Maybe I would get rid of a little bit of low end. Maybe not even that. Find some mightiness somewhere. Take it out solo. And honestly, everything looks pretty good the way it is. So let's do it once more. So yeah, sounds pretty good. You guys saw it in real time. It did not take any effort at all to do anything usable with this. And imagine if you really took your time, change things up, like with the octaves that are going to be triggered, you could have this really trigger something really nice. You could even go into the MIDI that it's triggered and really find stuff that you want or don't want. And you can maybe make arpeggios that you really like that sound great. And you know that it's going to be in key because you could just tell it what key you're in. And no matter what note or chord you'll play, it'll automatically make it fit the key of the song. So this is a really cool thing that can be used for breaking writer's block, or if you just want to use this as an actual song that you want to create. That's it for this video. This is Jeremy Mateo within the DAW. I hope to see you guys next time. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.